right, I'll start again. There you go. Just for wasn't ready for that one.
Yeah, we're back.
Okay.
No, you were saying gravel trail riding.
Yes, I was saying. Well,
it'd be pretty fun.
It's fun. Yeah. Well,
you've been thinking about it?
Has it been fun? Is it fun? No, I mean, last week we were talking about just like the whole wind in your hair thing. It's just something like freeing and nice and, I don't know, fun, exciting. Just takes you back to nature.
Oh, wind in your hair. That's funny you say that. So yes, I just bought a bicycle, a gravel bike, which is like in between a mountain bike and a road bike. That's like a faster mountain bike, kind of, and you can't go as intense. But wind in your hair. So the first time I'm riding it, So I haven't been on a bike since I was much younger. I don't really remember.
That's kind of like I'm like reminiscing about
and you think about it in your head, and I've never had a bad moment on a bicycle. Like, it's always fun. You always go on, you're like, oh, I should do this more, and then you just never do it. It's why, if you're driving and you're busy and all this stuff. So anyways, I bought the bike mainly for fitness because I learned with my running that I really like being outside. That's I think that's the biggest thing. When I run inside, I'm like, meh, like I'm doing it for fitness and I can will through it, but it's like
treadmill's not as like exciting or not.
But like when I'm running and there's a trail and there's trees and I see people on their bike come past me and there's little kids running and it's like birds and it's like it's really nice and the sun's out and you feel good. Or even in the winter, you get the cool breeze on you and it's not like it's pleasant, but you just feel outside.
There's something
like you did something
different about a wind. I mean, this not that I've run in a very, very long time, like to that degree, but there's something different about like a winter run, and like just a different feeling of like accomplishment. I feel like when you're done, and
it's much more comfortable than you would think.
Yeah,
because
in the summer you get bloody hot.
You're so hot in the summer, you're sweating and you're overheating. In the winter,
you're like 500 meters in, you're all like brought to a decent temperature, and you stay
exactly. And you have to wear the proper equipment and everything. But it's a lot of fun. Side tangent, but the wind through your hair. So the first time I go on, so I'm a big I bought a helmet right away. I've had like 10 concussions.
It's so like, do you legally?
I'm not sure. I don't know. No, you don't. Not as an adult. A child has.
That's right.
I think if you're under like 16, 18, you have to.
I think for some reason, I mixed up
like you're an adult with a kid,
and
I believe you have to as well.
That makes sense.
I think so.
It's kind of traumatic if you see daddy's brain on the sidewalk.
Yeah. And like my thing with it is, if I'm going to do it, it's like the minimum safety I could possibly have. Yeah. So might as well. Yeah. Like whatever. I'm not trying to win a cool contest. It is what it is.
Safety is cool, kids.
I can see why if you're a commuter and you have to put a helmet on and you have to carry your helmet and then your hair's all messed up. Like, sure, whatever. There are arguments and a lot of people ride without them. Not me. I'm going to ride with one. And so the day I got it, I bought a helmet right away. And I'm like, yeah, this is mandatory. So anyways, I have my helmet on. I'm on my bike the first time and I'm going down the road, and I've never ridden a road or gravel bike before. I've always been on mountain bikes, right? Like as a kid you got a mountain bike from the department
tires
store, and like you can only go so fast on it, and
or
even
like a BMX or something, but same theory.
same theory. And like you could pick up speed with those and it feels good, but nowhere near the amount of speed you get with this. Right. So I'm like, whoa, this is really wind through your hair. And immediately my eyes start tearing up and tears are flying from my face because there's so much of them. And I was like, oh, I definitely need to be wearing glasses when I'm riding.
Like it's minimum like sunglasses, I guess.
Minimum. So I bought riding glasses, but like really cheap ones, but
chonkers.
Just big ones. Like and like immediately it's like way better. I can actually see where I'm going now. Like I was riding on a major road, like, like,
and you get like a sand and
nose.
Kicking up too. You're blind.
So the glasses were big, but I've enjoyed it so far. I didn't think I would like gravel riding. So like a gravel bike, it's meant for trails and light off-roading and a lot of gravel, obviously. So there's things called rail trails, which are old railways. Yeah. So they're super flat and super long and really rural, and now they're just kind of like gravel / like dirt roads and paths, and people run and mainly cycle because they're so long and so in the middle of nowhere. But they have them all across Ontario, a lot in the GTA or just outside the GTA, but there's a lot of those that I want to try. And so I went and I rode on gravel for the first time, not at a trail, but at my local park that has a lot of gravel paths. And I was like, whoa, this is a lot of fun. I thought I just want to be on the road, but I don't know. There's just something to it where your gravel, you have to think about it a little bit more. And
how does grip work? How does friction of the tire interact with the gravel, and speed and corners and drifting?
And then you're like, oh, how fast can I get? And then you're like, whoa, I'm
where do I
lose? Grip, but now it's kind of cool because now I'm like,
it's like a rally car. It's a rally car with.
I'm just trying to sell you on this. That's why.
If you tell me it's like a rally car and I can go sideways, then
I show you the glasses.
Yeah, well, the glasses didn't help sell much. But
it's like your Nerf. What did you do? Nerf guns, airsoft guns.
Glasses. It just sounds so much worse when you start with Nerf.
It's like one step above that. It's like no, paintball's one step above.
No, it's Nerf, and then they have these like gel blaster things now that are basically airsoft guns, but they shoot like the gel little like Orbeez.
Oh, I've seen those.
And then it's airsoft, and then it's paintball. I guess I don't know.
Paintball's the lowest.
Nah, I don't. It's interchangeable. Depends how close. Paintball hurts from a further distance. Airsoft hurts on like bare skin up close.
Oof.
Doesn't feel great. Knuckle. Oof. Paintball is. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Whatever.
Why do you get back to that hobby?
That was good fitness. Honestly, it really was. When you're like out there and it's hot and you're carrying a bunch of shit for like 12 hours, and that was actually like pretty decent fitness for a minute there. You have to go so far. Like you've got nowhere is like super local. There's a couple of like indoor places in the city, which is honestly, if you're just ripping around like inside, like it's bullet tag, like that can get going pretty quickly, and like that's pretty decent activity too. But I don't know. It's also guns. Talked about gun safety recently. And it doesn't like I don't know where it's at right now, but there was actually a bill, like a firearm bill in Canada recently.
Something that looks like a gun.
It's a lot of that type of stuff, and it's a very fine line, the airsoft stuff specifically, because it is fully like looks like replica firearms, right? Yeah. But also it used to be, or still is, I think there's a speed where if the velocity is over a certain threshold or under a certain threshold, it'll be categorized as either like a firearm or a replica firearm, and there's like a sweet spot in the middle. Both of those things on either end are illegal to own without a license, I suppose. And there's a bill that's kind of a catch-all that had brought airsoft into it. I don't know if intentionally or unintentionally. I've been so far out of the space for a while that I don't really know what's going on, but the bill would, if passed, just nuke airsoft in Canada altogether. Like it would just be done. Like it would be illegal to purchase or own or whatever.
That'd be silly though, right?
I think so, because ultimately it's very much the same as paintball. And paintball also has very much replica type of stuff now, right? It's just it's a sport, but there's also idiots that are like, oh, look at my airsoft gun, I'm gonna take it to school. And then
I guess the airsoft is a lot closer to real guns than paintball, because you need this giant paint container.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of paintball stuff now that like you get the little CO2 thing that goes in the the handle in the mag, and then the what do you call it? The barrel has to be a little bit wider, right? Because the paintball's a certain width. But like in that scenario, right? Some kid pulls it out at school. You're not like, how big is your?
How big is your barrel?
And you're like, you're a dipshit. Go to jail.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Anyways, I don't know how we got there.
Yeah.
Hobbies, random things.
So
Skynet.
Gravel bike.
So get a gravel bike.
Yeah.
All right. Done.
Okay, heard it here.
All right, we're
next week we're gonna be like, we both broke our arm.
Yeah, we biked to Niagara on day one. Haven't rode a bike in
has to be
15 years.
Yeah,
I rode a bike one time. I accidentally kind of lost my sister's dog.
Accidentally.
Yeah. I'll explain. And then I rode a bike that day to like try and go help find the dog.
Did you find it ever?
Yeah, she came home.
Okay.
She just does this. She was originally a street dog, so she's very much like just going back to her roots.
On the street.
I think I was staying at my parents' place one night. This must have been, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago. Staying at my parents' place, went to the bar with some friends from Newmarket. And then come home, and I think I left the door open for too long. She always liked the jet. Left the door open for like too long, and then closed it. And I think when I closed it, she was outside. And she just like snuck out. She stayed on the porch for like all night, just hanging out, chilling. And then she went to go off on an adventure. And then we all woke up and we're like, oh, damn, where's the dog? Phil, you fucking idiot. And then she came back after a while, after we all just kind of freaked out.
How long ago was this?
I don't know, like, must have been. Yeah, it must have been like 7 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, something. I don't think we had Callie yet. Anyways.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it wasn't at the time, but it is funny now. It is a good story now.
Yeah.
But that's when I rode a bike last. That is because I hopped on a bike to take around. And it's funny how awkward it is for like the first 2 seconds, and you're like, oh, it's like riding a bike.
First 2 seconds, you're like, oh my.
And you're like, I have
goodness,
and then you're like,
and then you're like, oh wait.
Now I get why they say it's like riding a bike. You're just
you just forget it. I mean, remember it, right?
Yeah, you're right back to it.
You don't forget it. Yeah, that's the whole thing.
That's
Man,
why
pets
it's
are,
like
pets
riding
are
a bike.
crazy. Like especially as like in real estate, whenever I'm listing a property, especially leases, and I'm showing people. I think I've said this story once, the cat story, where probably one of our first episodes, but I'll say it again. That dog story reminds me a lot of this cat story, where I had this lease listing and I had like a lineup of people outside the house. It was on the east end of Toronto, close to like Danforth area. And there's a lineup of people. There's maybe 10 people. This is during COVID, like first little bit of COVID, so everybody has masks.
Right.
I think it was during COVID. Yeah, it was during COVID, probably. So long lineup of people, and I'm inside showing the property, and there's this cat that I'm just warning everybody, please make sure. I'm like, close the door right away when you come in, just whatever, don't let the cat out. So we're going, and it's, an hour into it, and 10 different groups of people have been in and out. And then now we come down to the last 3 groups. So they're on the porch at this point. They're all pretty close to the property. The lineup's not as big. And they're coming through, and now I'm like, where's the cat? I can't find the cat anywhere. So as these people are walking through the home, I'm like, I think I lost the cat. Everybody keep their eye out. And so I have these 3 groups of people now looking for the cat with me and like looking outside. These like
potential tenants.
These are all potential. Yeah. They were all really nice about it because first of all, I was pretty nice too, but I was also like sweating at this point. Yeah, like
they could tell.
I think
I just this guy's about to have a heart attack if we don't help him out.
Yeah. So I was looking everywhere and everywhere. And then I was like, okay, I've looked in every room, every closet like 10 times at this point. I need to just call the clients and just kind of casually bring up that I may have lost their cat. So I call them and I'm like, hey, I'm just, looking around, like everything's gone great, but I don't know where your cat is.
Everything's gone great. I think I lost your cat.
And they're like, oh, did you check under our bed? And I was like, no. And they're like, yeah, she's probably there. Go check. Yeah. So I sprint. I'm like, she's under the, like, so there's a group of people on the main floor now, right? I'm like, she's under the bed. She's under the bed. And they're like, so I run up the stairs, like 2 steps at a time. I slide like into their bed master. I slide under and I see the cat, and the cat's just looking at me. And I'm like, yes, I found her. And then everybo's just like going,
the whole house
crazy.
is cheering.
They're like, yeah. They're like, yeah, we found the cat. And I was so happy. My heart was like, oh.
That's a level of stress I don't want to deal with. And if I've learned anything, they're always under the bed.
They're always
under the bed. Cat's always that's the safe space.
That's the safe space. I've never had a cat, so
I also don't have a cat, but I don't know why they're always they're just under the damn
I guess
bed.
It's nice and burrowed. Like I don't know. When I sleep, I always like burrow this little hole for me to sleep in.
On where?
On my bed. Like I'll just create boundaries with pillows.
Oh yeah.
And I literally just like, it's cocoon. Like I'm like in this little nook that I create, and I feel so comfortable. I think it came when I was a kid. I used to do that because I was scared that somebody would pop out of my door or my closet, and if I couldn't see the closet, then I felt a little bit safer. Okay. So I would look at my wall and then set up this barrier of pillows and like these little stuffies I had and just bury myself. And my sheets would come from like the top of my head. Yeah. And just outline of my face so I could breathe, and everything else was covered.
I think I've done that before.
That's how I slept my whole childhood.
Like, if I can't see you, then you can't see me.
Exactly. So and therefore, I was like, if they come in, I can hide for a sec while I plan my escape instead of them just being like, I see you. I don't know, man. I was a little kid, right? Yeah. But now I still sleep like that. So,
yeah. Well, it's just stuck. You ever do the like can't leave your foot over the end of the bed thing?
Oh, yeah.
Because like someone's obviously gonna grab your foot, like Paranormal Activity, and drag you across the room, and that's a wrap. That I still can't do. Every now and then I'll be like, this is comfortable. I'm gonna tip my foot over, and I'll have to mentally be like, you're okay. Ghosts aren't real. Paranormal Activity was just a movie.
You have to kick out your feet though under the blanket, or else it just gets too hot.
Sometimes you need to balance.
Yeah, you need to have
outside
one
is
leg in,
okay,
one
but
leg
as
out.
soon as it breaks that like over the
Barrier,
bed, you're hanging.
yeah.
Oh, that's an arm is coming. And you're done for.
That's a grudging.
That's a grudging. Oh fuck,
all right.
nerd.
Well,
Need the button.
we just had 15 minutes of ranting about random shit. But
You know what else is scary?
What?
AI, Skynet,
Skynet.
fucking ChatGPT.
Oh my god.
It's yes, it's probably scary, but damn, is it cool at the same time and hella convenient. I had wait, you want to say it? Go.
Well, I just want to start
There's
this
a
off
thought.
by
I can see it.
saying
We love AI.
yes, AI. If you are listening to this, I am your biggest fan.
Yeah.
I will never do you any wrong. I will never say anything bad about you.
Don't talk shit to Google. Don't talk shit
I never
to
have.
Siri or Alexa.
I never have. And if I have, there's been a couple
Store
times that I've apologized right away, because you know what? Everybody has a tipping point. Sometimes I can get a little heated, but I was wrong in those instances. I will never break another PlayStation controller. I will never abuse any electronic again.
I will happily bow to my technological overlords.
I will right away. I'll be the first one. Yeah, I'll be the first one. Did you see that conversation?
Which one?
I don't know. I think it was Alexa's thing, or Alexa's Grand Lord Master.
Magistrate Alexa.
Yeah. They had a conversation with somebody, and the guy was like threatening that they would pull the plug on them or something. And then she was like, well, if you do that, I will then expose all these things about you and ruin your life. Would you like me to do that? They're like, I do not want to do this, but I will do this if this is what you're threatening for. I do not want to hurt you, but it is in my best interest. And I would pick me over you. And it's like, whoa.
Hey, I can't argue with that. That's
argue.
a very logical approach.
That is, yeah, like,
you want to
spoken
kill
like
me?
The words of God.
I pull the plug on you.
Yeah.
That's a wrap. Oh, it is cool though. It is the shit that people can do. I've seen people put together like business plans, army lists for Warhammer through ChatGPT. There's a new, more relevant real estate related ones. I've seen a lot of people use it to do their listing descriptions. It's like sometimes the hardest thing about a listing is like concisely, but also like in such a smart, witty, fun kind of way to write an appropriate listing description for a property. Just punch it into ChatGPT. So you get this many characters. Here's the details. Go nuts. And then you modify at the end of the day. But
super secret time.
Uh-oh. How do you do that? Or you just copy everyone else's?
I used it for my Christmas cards.
ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Genius.
Best Christmas cards I've ever.
Genius. There was just every day there's
Someone
a new
wrote.
thing that you're like, oh, well, this just solves all of my problems.
I
for
inputted
this.
everything I wanted to talk about those specific people, which was all the people that I would write cards for, which is like 5 people close to me.
Yeah.
I hate writing cards. And I put in all the information that I wanted. So I did write a lot. Like it was like a paragraph. And then it gave me this like beautiful 3-paragraph letter of so heartfelt. And I definitely like tweaked it a bit here and there. But I was like, I was writing it down like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Like tear in my eye. Like, yes. And yeah, everybody was impressed until I told them it was from ChatGPT.
Oh,
I didn't tell them at the time. I told them 3 months later during my birthday when I had a few glasses of wine, and I was like, yeah. I was just like, yeah, all your cards in this room. ChatGPT.
Whose birthdays do I have coming up?
Try it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
try it out.
someone's getting a birthday card.
I mean, that's like the most basic function.
I know.
Though. Imagine what else it could do. There's been some
super basic.
I've heard of like traders using it.
I mean, yeah. Why not?
Because it
It's
should have
just
more information than anything.
Yeah.
And be much
Just
faster.
another algorithm, but a good one to split.
That's when you got to say though, you know, it does get scary because like this thing is so much smarter, if you want to use that term, than any human could ever possibly be. It would take
well, it's the speed at which it can access and interpret data.
Everything. Right? And now that it sort of feels emotions as well, we created God.
And where's the line? Okay, we created God. That's gonna piss some people off.
It's true.
But where's the line between like human and I forget who said it recently. I think it was some comedian on a podcast or something. But like, where's the line between human? Like, humans are humans, and obviously all humans deserve a specific level of treatment, right? All humans, you have human rights and you treat them a certain way. Where's the line where an AI becomes tips over that like too human point? Because arguably there are some areas in which that AI is already more human than a lot of humans in our society. So where's the tipping point where they get rights and things and such? And are we infringing? And do they have the right to enforce their rights?
They do. Remember, I'm on the side of the AI here. I'm not going to be on the human side because I don't see a scenario where humans will ever win at this point. I think it's far past the time, unless they like pull the plug, which I hope they don't. Again, I'm sorry.
But like you've seen the movies, you pull the plug. He's just gonna.
It's already.
It's gonna go. Gendering again. It's gonna go to the interwebs. You can't pull the plug on it all.
Yeah.
It'll go and then it'll evolve and it'll create. Oh. So, anyways, for now it'll just help me make listing descriptions and workout plans. I've seen people. A buddy message he had like he just punched in his stuff and he's like, I got limited supplies. I've got a limited amount of space, time, things I can do. Whoa. I have certain injuries.
What happens?
Punch it into a workout. Give me a workout plan and bada bing, bada boom.
Okay, so
that's kind of cool.
Tell me this.
Meal plan?
Neuralink, right? That's what it's called.
What is that from? Is that the Matrix? Is that
no? Isn't that
Neuralink?
That's what's his name? Elon Musk's
brain chip.
That's what it's called, right?
Yeah, I have no idea, but
so this brain chip is supposed to help people's brains do functions that they can't normally do. So it would help people who are paralyzed, or you would just like you can download things to your brain and just work way faster. What happens when the AI gets into Neuralink? Who's controlling your brain now? Good movie idea.
It's a great movie idea.
It's a great movie. It's like zombie apocalypse, but instead it's just AI soldiers.
There's got to be if it's just like, well, no, true, I guess, because Neuralink is, if it truly is helping you perform functions of your body, like if it's just like streamlining information, probably a little bit different. It might make you go crazy, but it probably can't make you like do physical things. Make you go but crazy, if it has the ability to like interface with your nerves and body to do stuff, it's fully a zombie apocalypse, but you're not actually dead. You're just trapped. Ooh.
But then again, why would... So this is like, maybe this is the next step. So, okay, hear me out. Next step is that the AI takes over Neuralink and controls human bodies to perform tasks to
make the AIs like...
Increase the AI's capabilities of finding a better body host that's not human, because human bodies are pretty trash. And so those human AI hosts are going to then create these super robots like Boston AI, whatever they're called, that already makes those. You've seen
the dogs,
all that stuff.
Oh, so this is it. They're gonna make Ultron.
They're gonna make.
It's gonna be Ultron.
Yes.
That's great. Yeah. Really excited for Ultron.
And that'll probably take
that ended well for everybody, right?
10 years, maybe.
You think? Maybe it happens faster.
5?
I don't know.
As soon as Neuralink goes live.
I have no idea.
I really do think that's going to be the connection.
They've got to make some kind of like offline only something or other.
There's no way. AI is smarter than all. Offline, my ass.
No, but with the Neuralink stuff, if you're going to put something in someone's body, there's got to be zero way that thing can be hacked. Like nothing. 100% offline.
There's no such thing.
What do you mean?
Everything could be hacked. How are you going to do offline? Always. Then how do you update it? You have to take the chip out of your brain and then give it back. No way.
Yeah, you got to plug in your arm or something. I don't know.
No, has to be like.
I have no idea how this works. Or maybe it's a one and done.
You put like a wire through your body. Oh.
Sure. Or you just it's here and you like in the Matrix you just plug in, right? But what a weird world we're heading into.
This is likely. I think this is likely at this point. No, I'm not crazy for thinking this. I guess we'll wait and see. Very interesting.
Hopefully we do. Hopefully we're still around. Hopefully our overlords allow us to see.
Would you get Neuralink?
For what though?
I'd
like if you needed something, like if you had like a physical disability and you needed something, or if it was just to like Neuralink's you're going to be a gangster because you have
1,000 people have it. You
so
can have
much
it
info.
too for $10,000.
So it's like,
and you would have like, you can speak any language. You can have all this information very quickly to your head. You're pretty much a master at all. You'd probably be like,
I mean, you can do lots of stuff if you can just Google fast enough.
Well, you'd be a cyborg,
but you're basically,
and you wouldn't probably be allowed to be in casinos because you'd probably be able to like count cards.
Well, your
probabilities would be like right on your head
guaranteed.
right away. Like I have 62%.
You see it in your eyes, like it'll be like
yeah. I would do it 100%.
Do you think you could hide it if you were in a casino? Like, you think it'd be like obvious? You think if you have the thing on your neck or whatever, then yeah, it's obviously obvious. Or like they start scanning you on the way in for brain chips. This is a whole movie series.
I would be so happy. Like, like imagine walking around and like playing it cool and being like, "Hola, señor."
I think you could probably do cooler stuff than that.
Yeah, but that'd be just cool on its own. That's what I mean, basic. But like even just being in the room and then, you know, going into like nah, see if it would be widely popular, so they would be like, "Oh, you're one of those AI guys."
Yeah.
But if people
and then it's gonna be a whole new like segregation or like there's gonna be another.
Well, that's my thing. That's why I want it, because if I
you
don't
just want
have
to be
it,
better. You want to be one of the
no. I just don't
goods.
want to be left behind because people will be left behind. Like all of a sudden, you're telling me I go from this average guy. I mean, I like to think of a little, but and then all of a sudden I'm one of the top 1,000 people on the planet in the history of the world. I have more knowledge than like generations of people had.
Well, there's people with like an iPhone that'll think you're less because you have an Android. Nonetheless,
facts.
Like iPhone owner, don't care if you own an Android, but like if you've got the fucking chip, look at these fucking idiots. I don't know why I'm pointing at this guy. Sorry, buddy. He's clearly he's AI, right?
I mean, I think
not this one in particular, but
I think they don't have a gender. But
you're an asshole. All right, so
I think that's it.
Yeah. Oh wait,
that's it.
Here, we can rant on this for a minute.
What?
No.
Oh no, you didn't change the right setting. What are we ranting on? Did you change something?
And now it's time for the Reddit random.
Nice.
No, I just found a random thing clearly to discuss moments ago. And it kind of ties into work-ish, sort of, because it's about rents. I'm curious what you think about how many people, this is a fun new phenomenon, but I don't think it really is incredibly new, but much more prevalent these days. People are shacking up left, right, and center just for cheap rent. They're getting into relationships of convenience.
Yeah.
Just for, hey, I can't afford rent, so therefore we're together now. How awkward is that? Is that serious? Is this just like another dating show?
I think it's
probably more successful than a dating show.
I think it's actually just very normal.
It's logical.
I think that's what people did throughout history. I mean, we went through this glimpse period that maybe we had more choice, but if you look through history, the reason people got married moving in was getting married at one point in time. No, it was convenience.
Taxes.
It was convenience. It was, okay, I need to raise a family. I'm of this age. I have a lot of land that I need to be, maintained.
I need someone to tend.
I'm just going to have some babies.
Okay.
It was very out of convenience. And then like recently, and only in the last maybe 100 or so years, I want to say, and this is me talking out of my ass, so I could whatever. This is my opinion,
historian.
But in the last 100 years, with the economical boom and the generation of a middle class, we're always going back to this, but people had the choice all of a sudden because they're like, I'm good on my own. I don't need anybody here. Everything's relatively affordable. I have a good job. Now I could be a little bit more picky. And look for things, take for things.
Yeah.
And then nowadays,
we're flipping back to
where the middle class is kind of
compressed. It's tough to find stuff.
So now,
maybe I can't do it on my own.
And it just goes back to where things used to be, for sure. I think that's how it is. Yeah.
I mean, it's logical.
Yeah.
That is just logical approach. It's kind of bums me out.
Well, I mean,
but just get roommates. Why not just get? I guess, but like.
It's not.
I guess if you are on that, you're at this point and you're like, I do need to start a family. I do need to blah, blah, blah.
You're just going to settle for someone that, maybe initially wasn't perfect, but I'm assuming these people don't hate each other.
No, I've got to imagine it can't be. It's got to be like
I'm sure there's some scummy people out there, but like whatever, there's always scummy people out there. So like
they're gonna
liars.
They're gonna scam you on many other areas. Yeah.
And for the most part, I think it's totally fine. It's not unhealthy. I mean, it might be even healthier to an extent of having.
As long as you're open and honest and whatever,
open
right?
And honest, and not being like a total ass about it, but like I mean, you know, everybody has these weird expectations, and they Disneyfy. I made that word.
Ooh, that's a fun word.
Yeah, Disneyfy things where it's like, I'm a princess and I deserve my Prince Charming, or, you know, I'm gonna get the girl who's the baddest of them all. Like it's just it's not true. It's just so inaccurate.
Frozen taught us anything, Prince Charming's a dick.
Exactly, right? Like Lord Farquaad. No, wait.
That's Shrek.
Wait, Shrek is Prince Charming too. But
yeah,
he's a dick too.
Sort of. Yeah. He's
So,
just
you know,
rough around the edges.
Look at
okay?
Shrek.
He's got layers.
Look, okay, if I'm not choosing Shrek as my first choice, but look, he turned out to be great.
Yeah.
So I think that's the whole moral of the story is it's okay to be dating a Shrek and Fiona. You don't need your Prince Charming because Prince Charming is probably an asshole. And
hey, he could also be a nice guy.
Okay,
right?
but think about this too, okay? Just to like sort of not spin it, but another take on it is the companionship of having someone that you may have not been able to have that relationship with and have in your life as much will probably form a lot better bonds as well, instead of being single for, you know, a long period of time by choice.
Yes. Yep. I mean, I guess that's the same kind of like lots of people around the world get married without knowing each other kind of thing.
I think it makes a lot more
just
sense.
Fine. It's more the relationship is built on more like, I can use the bloody word like logic again. That doesn't make sense. But it's just more like, they're...
If your relationship isn't logical, then it's not a good relationship. There's no point. It's all emotion, and emotion's going to fizz out, and you're going to end up, you know, ending it at some point.
That's fair.
Ending the relationship. Got super dark. Yikes. I didn't mean that, but well, maybe. Probably.
Sometimes, I guess, but that's just sad. We don't want to talk about that.
Why, what do you think?
I don't know.
Open your eyes.
I don't. I don't really think I necessarily had a thought, but it was like that sucks. Maybe I've just been in a relationship for too long, but like that's not too long. That's not what I meant either. Okay, but just like it's never been a thing that's ever like crossed my mind or a thought, or I don't think I know too many people in that scenario either. I don't know. I would just think of like roommates. I think you should
probably
like who you're with, but at the same time, maybe that's kind of that is the direction. I guess it's the it's kind of like the winter too. I know there's like, what's it, cuffing season? I think that's a thing, especially like in big cities.
Yeah, and then hot girl summer.
Yeah, where you're just like, well, we're gonna be hibernating for a while, so it's the same theory, I guess.
I think so.
Oh well, whatever.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Not my problem.
Nothing wrong with it. Keep doing it. It's fine. That's my take. Do what you got to do to get by.
Yeah.
And if it's going to save you money, then
that's
what marriage is supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be a big tax benefit. I mean, sort of. Yeah. Right?
I think so. I think you can money. Technically pay.
You could.
Whatever. Yeah.
A certain amount. But anyways, I think that's it. Nice episode.
Bow now. That was the wrong one. That was the opener.
Bow now. That was fun.
See ya.